jade. It comes in a variety of colours and can be found on Tasmania's west coast, commonly used in fine jewellery around the world. In Tasmania, often known as nephrite jade or greenstone. How many years in the making has this trip been?
Close to
20 odd years. I'm going to be taking my 76-year-old uncle
76.
and my slightly younger dad at the age of 69 on a west coast scrub bashing adventure. That bloke up there's ambitious. Who's that? Wildcat. Leading the pack. He's going to come to a halt here in a minute. Which will probably look like I'm after my inheritance early. Chasing the inheritance. And it all came about by chance when Tom brought over some old geology maps drawn up by a friend of his, which I now call the Ralph maps. Ralph dedicated his life to prospecting all around Australia and drawing up maps with specific GPS locations. I was a little sceptical at first, but with the passionate, determined old fella that my uncle is, and the fact that he lives just a few houses down and visited me on the subject multiple times, I decided to humour him, and we took a closer look at one of the maps. So Uncle Tom, where's this first location? Ah, okay, that'll be a challenge. His reply, it looks okay on Google Maps, but with my experience in areas like this, I knew otherwise. But I somehow agreed to go looking for our first mineral, which was Tassie's nephrite jade. I'll also be heading out on a remote solo adventure up a river with the matching geology of serpentine and metasomatic rocks. While travelling along the river, I stumble across some of the most incredible HUON pines I've ever seen. This river's ecosystem quickly changing from one location to the next.
Way out there.
And with an old prospector's map showing a gold location way up in its headwaters, I couldn't inflate my packraft quick enough to start this adventure. Just making our way out to Uncle Tom's jade mine. At least we hope there's one out there. The trip soon became a family affair. Cousin Ty and his son George, as well as my wife Louise and my sons Hudson and Saxon. How the old boys doing? Pretty good going through this button grass. We had the most incredible weather, and it would give us the opportunity to try and reach this location hidden over the back of a mountain. Two boys, the last of the Mohicans.
Well, what have you found here?
76 years of age and still sending it. Look at that. That's a good sign, isn't it? Map of Australia in quartz.
A fish.
Where he pointed out.
There's a mouse in there.
Oh yeah.
A frog.
It's like Pac-Man. Oh yeah, a frog.
I think this is called Barrows in Hudson.
Yeah.
Welcome
Is
to
this
Barra Country.
horizontal or vertical?
How you going, George? Bit of fun?
Yeah.
Bit different?
This is my first tassieboy's venture since broke my spine on a bonnet.
Yeah, on a car bonnet.
Yeah, so this is my first step since.
1 minute before we go again.
All right. Yeah,
A girl done this to me once on Mount Roller.
person that's lacking should be the one leading by rights. What's this stuff that we're on, Tom?
Church.
What is it?
I've got no idea.
Shirt. I was hoping you'd say Jade. Who's this old
I don't
timer?
have a license.
No, let me take my hat off so you can see.
It's a handsome fella.
I bet.
They said Ashgrove, they always have.
Puts things in perspective, doesn't it?
Yes, you think you're at the top of the mountain and then you only just come to the top of a
Ridge.
ridge.
How you going back there?
I'm going all
We've
right.
just been bashing through the Barra and into the tea tree now, just starting out in the forest, and we've come across some pink tape here. Oh yeah, another one back there. Gee, they've put a lot of them up. This Barra's got me bad there.
Where's the next one?
Good question. This is payback for ragwort, Dad. Yeah, we're waiting, don't worry.
You're not going anywhere in a hurry, I can tell you.
Dad's decided to take the front line for us. He's doing a bit of the Barra bashing at the minute. Should we give Uncle Tom a go now, or Ty? Hudson? That's a good spot to give someone else a go, I reckon. No stopping him, look at him go. It's a bit physical at the front, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like a walk in the park, seriously.
Everyone took turns at what I call the front line. In this type of vegetation, it's most physical for the person that leads the pack. Straight ahead, Sonny. Break us apart. That's it. Yeah, he's got the right idea, left and right, that's it. Suck things into it. With the vegetation we were now facing, and some of us more ripened in age, we decided to call defeat this time, and descend back the way we came. This is something I never like to do, and soon enough I came back. This time with a new way in via the river, better equipped, and with an old gold map that certainly helped motivate me. There's supposed to be some huon pines up this river, so looking forward to seeing what we can find. Well, there we go. That didn't take long. Beautiful huon, little, probably about 100 years old. Takes 100 years for them to grow to the size just like that. Very small, and it's absolutely littered with them. I can see a nice big one overhanging. That one there could be up to 1,000 years old. This one here, a couple of older ones. They're not real healthy, those ones. They might be the females perhaps, I can't remember. Ones that grow like that are either female or male. They kind of grow a little bit more scraggly looking and not as healthy looking. Looks like we've got ourselves a decent log jam. It's been pretty good so far up until this one. This trip gave me some reflection, and my mind wanders in thought when I'm out on these solo trips. This year's been a tough one for me, and behind what you see on YouTube and social media, there's a passionate man caught up in a war with his own mind and mental health. These trips are a strong reminder of why I do this, and when out in nature, one can find a connection that somehow flicks a switch, and all other worries and cares fade away. It's a huge contrast that I live, caught up in both the modern world and its devices and living, and then out in nature. And when in these places, this reminds me of just how life may have been in a time not all that long ago, much more simple and less cluttered with the things of less importance. This is interesting. Looks like an old shipwreck, but what it is part of an old bridge. Which is very cool. I'm going to mark that on the GPS because I don't know why this is here. I don't know of any tracks. But it may have washed from upstream obviously as well. But I don't think it'd travel far considering it's all in one piece. It's been burnt out, it's been through a fire at some stage. A lot of very fine gravel, big beaches. I really need some bigger rocks, some different geology if this is going to happen. Covering some ground now, so hopefully the geology changes and we get an opportunity to find some. That's cool, we've got a little huon pine growing out of the middle of the river, out of one of the old trees. It's come back to life. Whew. Looks like we might be getting into logjam country up ahead. Alright, the day's ticking on and I'm starting to get pretty hungry, so I'm just going to have a quick break for lunch. I threw a few boiled eggs in, but this one's ended up a bit like Humpty Dumpty. Oh wow, this is cool. So this is what's left of that bridge that we seen wash downstream about 500 metres. I have no idea what track that is. There's definitely not much left of it up there, I don't think. That being said, I should probably go check it out, just in case. Bit of pink tape. It'll be fun to put the history together and find out what this one is. Certainly nothing left of it. Not well used at all. This ground's a bit different though. Oh, she's still in there. As I progressed along the river, the log jams became more and more frequent and my progress was slowed down dramatically. Log jams now, in the thick of it. Now I've got these giant granite boulders as well. It's a bit different. Just dodging all the huons, both in and out of the river. There's a lot laying over the river itself. Oh, and where there's huons, there's pandannies. Look at the size of that one. What a ripper. Getting absolutely beautiful through here. Listen to the birds. I didn't spend any time at this point prospecting. With only a day to explore, my main focus was to reach the top end of the river, the location where the gold was marked on the old map, but more importantly, closer to the GPS location of Ralph's Jade map. It's like nowhere I've been before, and I've been some places. Alright, so I've seen a shift in the geology, all big granite boulders and granite bedrock. It's more like where I find my sapphires in a different part of Tassie. It amazes me how the geology changes in just such a small distance. And it might make pretty hard work of the rest of this trip because when granite boulders arrive, they can get big, and I can see some up ahead. There's a big huon log straight across the river there. Getting into places not many people go. Righto, I was just about to jump up over this log jam and I noticed this on the side of this large huon pine log running across the river. At first glance I thought 20-cent piece stuck to the tree, but then looking a little bit closer, it's got the number 43. Now this would have been logged and numbered by the old timers, but it never made its way out. But my assumption wasn't correct, because as I advanced upstream I came across this one with a different label. The University of Sydney written on it. 272. So maybe not the old timers, it's just the survey. Yeah, it says, I think under that nail it says tree survey. So someone's come up in here in more recent years since they used to log and run these into the trees. The camera's not doing these justice, but there's two big huons just standing there right on the edge of the river. It's all washed away underneath. They're beautiful. I wish I could capture it for what it is, what I'm seeing. That's the downside to Huon pines, is they tend to get caught up in the rivers. They only grow in a very specific location along the edges of the rivers and creeks, but it ends up being to their detriment because every time there's a large flood they get washed into the river itself. There's just hundreds of them all stacked down the sides and across the river. So many logs to climb over and navigate around. Righto. It's plan B time. It's silly of me to take the pack raft any further. It was useful back downstream where the river was flowing nicely without the log jams, but I'm going to leave it here and intersect it as I come back. Just throw my backpack on and we'll be able to move a lot quicker. Come quite a ways now, and yeah, still different again, like predominantly still granite, but really open country, no log jams and no huons now. I can walk around freely. And after the massive hike in, I was now in the area of the old map, the location marked for gold, but not only that, close to the GPS location of Uncle Tom's Jade. First observations underwater was that everything was predominantly granite. It would seem an unusual location to find gold, but as the old saying goes, you find gold where you find gold. I worked my way behind this ledge, removing these large boulders, but after a good time searching, certainly no gold appeared. But then a few moments later, something did catch my eye. That's different. It looks kind of like jade. I don't know. I quickly went back underwater to see if I could find any more. But it was all in vain, so I jumped out and began searching the gravel beds along the banks of the river. That was an interesting little spot, just working in under the ledge there on the bedrock, and we come across something of interest. Pretty cool nonetheless. It could even be serpentine or something like that, but if anyone out there is watching and they know what they're looking at, let me know in the comments. Another green one. Keep that one as well. But I come to this gravel bed where I was just walking over, and I come across this one, that jade I was talking about, maybe starting to show. It's got quite a bit of green in it, that one. I'm not entirely sure. Just caught my eye. So I'll keep an eye out. This is just about the furthest most point that I'm going to go on this river. I'm going to have to turn back because I'm out of time. Alright, so here they are, and bringing them home and having them dry out totally changed everything. You can see that on my felt they almost look like they're just grey rocks. This one here has a slight little green tinge to it, but yeah, they're just not even close to what I thought I had while out in the field. While they were wet and compared to the rocks along the side of the river, they really stood out at the time. I can't see anything transparent. There's nothing when you run the light through. This one's a little bit small to tell. Now we've got this one. This one is a rock that my son collected, Hudson, and he got this on another river on the west coast of Tassie. It definitely has some green to it. Interesting thing about this one is that it is transparent, very green. The light shines through it, but in order to get a better idea, we will need to cut it. I'll need to get a diamond blade and have it cut into a smaller section. This one could be serpentine. He found it in a river that the area is known for serpentine. The other thing we can do to test it to see if it's jade is to do a specific gravity test. Jade has a specific gravity of around 3 and the serpentine somewhere between 2.2 and 2.9. Now to get the specific gravity, we need to divide the weight by the volume. I need to give Dan Hurd a shout out for this one. He's the one that showed me how to do this. Yeah, check out his channel. He's got some awesome content on all sorts of gems, minerals, gold, and yeah, some pretty cool stuff. All right, so our weight, we have 694 grams. So you need it filled right to the top. This is how we get the volume of the stone, just to the point where it's nearly overflowing. And you place it in there. It's going to be a bit tricky because it's going to drop to the bottom. And then that gets the volume, so we're going to take that one out now. We tip that water in for our volume. See how much we've come up with there. We've ended up with just over 300 mils. So we need our weight divided by the volume, which was 694 divided by 305. And that gives us 2.27, so we've come in a bit low for it to be jade. It comes in a bit closer to serpentine at 2.27. If it was up around 2.5, I'd nearly say it was definitely serpentine. But it's as close as we've got for now. This is only my first hunt for jade and I'm just learning about it myself. I definitely do want to do more videos like this and hunt for other things other than just the gold. My boys are real rock hounds and they enjoy collecting everything, so it's something that I can do with them and we can learn a bit together. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like, comment, share, subscribe, and until the next one, happy hunting and we'll see you all then.